same Monday, new Thurrott, or maybe it's same
Huh?
Thurrott, new Monday. I don't know.
Same. What?
You are in
Why?
different location.
Yeah, we're in Mexico City, and mostly it's gone great, but we walked into the apartment to a red blinking light on our router,
Hmm.
and after a comical series of text messages in Spanish, they're going to send someone out today to take a look at it. I discovered something I feel like I should have known, which is that there's these like thin wires everywhere. Like if you see the photos I've taken, you'll
Hmm.
see like wires on the poles and everything. And I'm sure a lot of them are. Actually, I don't know what they are. Why would I even say this? I don't know. But it looks like the same wires are in the apartment building, and they're actually optical cables.
Mm-hmm.
So the router connects with like an optical cable, like the type of thing you'd put on your TV for
Hmm.
audio. I've never heard of such a thing for connectivity, but
I think I've got that in my garage.
okay.
It's
I,
fiber.
I feel like optical is fragile, the connections and stuff.
What
Anyway,
what I really thought you were going to say is you got down there and you realized something, and you were going to say everybody here speaks Spanish.
I had this dream that I understood you all, but now that I'm here, I realize I don't.
Yeah. Well, either way, uh, it is a Monday.
Yeah, it really feels like one too because of the 1 hour time change, which is normally so wonderful. I was over in the dark corner working on my laptop, and I was like, "Oh crap! I have to I have to do a podcast in like
Were you
six
working
minutes."
on the Elite Dragonfly G3?
No, because I just ended up I reviewed that, so I brought the next two laptop reviews, NV16 and what's this thing called? ThinkPad X13S. This is the Qualcomm
Mm. Oh.
one. I thought about just bringing that, and then I realized I have common sense,
Oh God.
so I brought two.
You brought two.
Yeah.
There's something I was going to tell you, and I cannot remember for the life of me
Mhm.
what it is.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll wait. Let me know if
Oh
you figure it
God.
out.
Well, the only so last night I've got a fun picture of this. So we
Mhm.
go to I don't know if this happens in other cities or not. There's this thing that happens every once. Well, pre-pandemic it happened a lot, but it was like once a year. It's called
Okay.
Blink, like Blink, and what they do
Yep.
is they put all these art installations around the city, and it's awesome. Like it's a light show effectively, and you just walk around,
Mhm.
you see all this stuff. We went down last night,
Oh,
and
I
of
saw a
course,
picture of your daughter, I think, at this. Is that what that was? The
yeah, yeah.
on Instagram.
So if you're on Instagram, you can see sort of what it is. Like there's the
Mhm.
first one, and then it's like a series of them, and there some of them like prior to this event, they commission artists to go paint just massive murals. I mean, these things are like two,
Mhm.
300 feet tall. And then on a lot of them, they will then project over it with like lasers or lights, and so they almost look like living gifs. It's really neat. And so we went and did this last night, and you'll see why this is a dumb story. And of course, my kid's with me, and there's vendors just selling crap and whatever. So my daughter, of course, wants some of the crap, and we buy one of these things. It's literally like a wand, and you press a button, and a thing spins, and
Mhm.
it's light up. Because you do this at night. I'm like, whatever. And the guy's like, they're five
Mhm.
bucks. So all right, $5. So you get my $5. So I buy this thing for $5, and it's immediately broken. So I go back to the guy, and of course he's annoyed because now he just lost $5. And so like we get another one, and I open it up, and it has one of those little paper strips that you have to pull out that sits between the battery, so then
Yep.
like it turns
Yep.
on.
Mhm.
Cannot get this thing out. Like you can
I
barely.
found this on the web.
Did you hear that, Siri?
I
I
did
did
hear
not
that.
ask you a thing. And so I could
Yeah.
not get this thing out. Like I'm pulling it. I'm like, I can't go back to this guy. Like he was already annoyed and just whatever. He's moved on with life. No joke. We found the paramedics. We're like, you guys got tweezers? Nope.
Nice.
What?
Wait, what?
They didn't have tweezers. But the guy's like, we do have other tools, like we got whatever. And so, long story short, it took about 10 minutes for them to get this thing out of there. I ended up having to like break a screw and got it. Life is good. But my wife took a great picture of me just standing there, just annoyed that our $5 Chinese toy consumed like 20 minutes of our evening of this event trying to, yeah.
I can't remember what year this was, so I don't know how old he was, but you've reminded me of a story with my son. We were in Venice, and he wanted it was a laser pointer. They were doing like laser, like you could, they would spray patterns and stuff. And I don't remember anything about the story other than the basics, which is like it cost some amount, and my son had some amount of money and could have come home or come back to us and said he needs, 3 more euros or something. And my son's like, I don't have that much. And the guy said, like, can you ask your parents? He says, this is what they gave me. This is all I have. And he says, I can't give it to this for this much. He's like, I need 3, whatever it was. And he says, well, you can give it to me for this much or not give it to me. That's your choice. And the guy, he sold it to him for less. My son, like, actually haggled with someone without any training whatsoever. I thought that was so beautiful.
So, slightly similar. So, we'd walked around for 20 minutes or whatever, and we're at we're at a street corner or whatever, like crossing the street and waiting. And this lady who had a daughter next to us said, hey, where'd you get that and how much was it? And my daughter just looked and said, we bought it over there and it was $5. And I said, sweetie, what you should have said is you can have this one for 10. And then you could have gotten ice cream and we could have gone and bought another one.
Yep.
Kids just letting you down all the time.
That's good.
So, the only other really thing that kept this weekend is a lot of people were kind of freaking out, and I think you wrote about it, that The Office was going away, which could not be further from the truth, but it's the branding ish.
I'm trying to think like how to make this make sense to everybody, but like Office is never going away. It's fair to say that Microsoft has expanded beyond what Office is, right? First with Office 365 and then Microsoft 365, and that there are kind of legacy tools and modern tools, and the modern tools tend to have Microsoft in the name, not Office. But it's not like Loop is going to come out tomorrow and Word disappears. It's not the way the world works. So the way I think I wrote something to the effect of this brand will outlive all of us. So, it's part of a bigger thing. But you know what? So's Windows, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Windows is part of Microsoft 365. So that brand's not really going away either. It's just, this thing dates back to the 1980s. I can't claim it's the oldest like living brand. Well, I mean, the Mac's been around longer, but I mean, it's it's a venerable brand, and it's
in the
well
tech
understood.
space,
Everyone,
for sure.
You're not getting rid of it. Like people will keep thinking and talking about Office. Like it's just the way it is.
Yeah. Yep. I tend to agree because most people think of Office when they say, I need Office. They're talking Outlook, PowerPoint, and Excel. That is what they think.
And also, by the way, there's a little Microsoft act that says, are you getting rid of Office? And says, no. The other one's like, no, we're not. It's just...
Well, Microsoft will continue to be Microsoft, and that's...
Well, and the Microsoft being Microsoft is they don't communicate effectively, and then everyone writes stories where it's like, this thing's happening, and it's like, no, it isn't. And I'd love to, no, I don't. I mean, I would blame other people if it was their fault, but honestly, I think in this case, I don't think Microsoft did a good job of explaining what was happening. This was really just an announcement about an app changing its name.
Curious, Microsoft not explaining what they're announcing.
I know. It's
shocking.
It's a rare lapse, and we'll let this one slide because it never really happens that much. So.
I mean, I'm more shocked they didn't announce that this change was occurring in private preview, because that's pretty much all that they announced at Ignite. Was that?
Well, that's not actually true, Brad. If they're charging for it, it's available now.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's the difference.
Yep. If it's a value add on top of Teams, you can buy that right now. If it's the thing you've been waiting for 2 years that we've been talking about, no, you gotta get in the private preview.
You know what they're gonna do, Paul Thurrott? They're going to bring back Bonsai Buddy, but they're not going to call it Bonsai Buddy. They're going to call it your Mesh Avatar. And so it'll eventually just be on your taskbar, and you can ask yourself a question.
Right.
Yep.
You thought Gilbert Gottfried's Clippy was annoying.
Nightmares.
Picture of me down there just mocking me.